It's 2 p.m. Detroit, and you know what that means. Detroit media icon Ryan Ermanni, University of Michigan great Braylon Edwards, and of course, Maz are about to take over on Woodward Sports. Every day, 2 to 4 p.m., it's the best Detroit sports talk on Detroit's best sports network, Woodward Sports.
Welcome in. Ermanni knows with Maz. Ryan Ermanni won't be with us today. He is out, but guess who's in? It's Anson Wells. Got the collectible setup as always. I'm glad to be back as well. First thing I will say, nice shirt. I give credit where credit's due. Nice vintage shirt. It's giving 77, 82-ish, right when my dad played at the University of Michigan. So, nice shirt to you.
Thank you. And I love your colors today too, my friend.
Always been my favorite color, so that's why back in the day, the infamous timeout by Chris Webber, I'm not going to say I was totally angry because I was a USC fan. With that being said, Tom Mazaway. Well, I know you're pissed today.
I'm happy.
Oh, you are?
I'm happy.
Okay.
You know, just because my friend, supposed friend, Neil Rule, who I've brought up with me for the 28 years I've been in this business, yes, he has now surpassed me
made him?
big time. He was on all the shows I was on. I took him everywhere like he was my son. And now he turns on me. And now he's telling everyone throw eggplants at Maz. Maz is a traitor.
Call him the simp, man.
What a bunch of losers you all are. But calling me a traitor? You have no idea.
Get that Detroit off your chest, man.
You sons of bitches. You better not send this thing to Fox.
You're not Detroit, you're everybody.
Go to hell, Stick.
You know what
Right
I like
to hell.
I like the comment. Go ahead, Maz. At the end of the day, look, this man was born in New Jersey. He was born on the heels of two New York Knickerbockers championships, 72-73. This is the team he grew up with. When he moved here to marry his wife, his beloved Kathy, he changed and became a Detroit fan. So I believe, Maz, you have every right to cheer for both. I won't.
Thank you, buddy.
But I wasn't born in New Jersey.
32 years here in Michigan. I am Detroit over every team.
Liar!
Every team.
Liar!
My heart broke when the Pistons lost those 3 home games. And I was at them all, rooting for the Pistons. That doesn't tell me that I can't root now for the team I grew up loving. I have a basketball at home with Walt Frazier and Earl Monroe's signature on it. Dr. J on an ABA ball from the New York Nets. Yes, that was my childhood. But I am a Detroiter. I've been covering the teams for 28 freaking years.
Lions fan.
Exactly. Thank you, Sheila. There's no bigger Lion fan than me. There's no bigger Piston fan than me, except Anson. Maybe Chris Platty. Couple of guys in the back. I love the Wings.
Like 5 people.
I love the Wings. I love the Tigers. Come on.
Take it off, man. You don't deserve to wear it.
Shut up.
Lions fan.
Thank you, Sheila.
Shout out, Stick.
Tigers over Yankees and Mets all day and twice on Sunday. Okay? So you eggplant throwers, I got something for you.
Now, see, Maz, where I really have the issue, I don't have an issue with you cheering for the New York Peasants. What I have an issue with was yesterday Ryan Ermanni saying that he is all aboard the Knicks bus. And I have a real issue with that. And it's not because we're supposed to cheer for the team that beat us to go on and win one. It's because they were awful about it. They disgraced the game. They got 3 games handed to them in Detroit by the referees. So for me, they're a despicable franchise. They're peasants in the NBA. They haven't won in over 5 decades.
I was 11.
Listen,
I was 11.
They are 1.5 years away from their 38th rebuild in 52 years. All right? They are trash. They are peasants. And any Detroiter that does not have affiliation to New York or New Jersey caught celebrating them, I don't want to see any Detroit apparel on you. You can continue to wear that mask.
Our good buddy Justin Satawa in the back made the perfect doll up of Neil Rule, the fan police doll. And do we have a picture of the fan police doll?
I don't have it yet.
You know what? Listen, I love people that tell me how to root. I mean, who are you? Don't tell me how to root. I will root for the teams I want to root for. And if I like the Packers and their history,
Stop
Big
it.
deal.
Stop it.
You shut up.
Oh, now you're going too
So-
far with the
Quiet
Packers.
Dave.
I
you lost with the
love
Packers.
sports more than anybody. I'll put myself up against anybody.
So you basically, every playoffs, you have a team in every sport.
You got 8 teams.
Yeah.
After the Lions lost last year,
What's wrong with loving the
I
game?
had nothing.
What's wrong with loving sports?
I
though?
love the game.
What's wrong with loving the game? It's
I mean,
it's
he
it's
loves the
because
game.
of fans like Maz that the game exists.
The Knicks aren't going to win the championship. I know that.
Yes.
Good.
When they lose,
Can you let your-
eventually I'll see who the hell's left, and I'll say, okay, maybe I'll root for them, or maybe I don't give a damn anymore. I really don't give a damn once the Knicks lose. It's over. The Pistons are done. The Knicks are done. I'm out of teams. The Nets suck. I'm out of teams.
So after the Nets do lose, who will you be rooting for?
After the Knicks lose?
Yeah, who will you be
Are
rooting
the
for?
Warriors there? Because I love Steph Curry. They're probably not going to be there either.
In case you guys haven't figured it out, he will be cheering for somebody because Maz enjoys the game, rightfully so, 100%.
That's
Now, with
right.
that being said, you may talk about the Knicks. You can say whatever you want about them. They're bad. Their fans suck.
They're
Blah,
going to
blah,
get
blah.
swept.
Meanwhile, what are they? They're 1-0 in their first playoff game. They disappoint the Boston Celtics. They beat them. And now you're looking at the Knicks entirely different. But we'll get to that later because it's not about the New York Knicks right now. Coach of the Year came out yesterday in the NBA as well as Exec of the Year. Now, Coach of the Year, we thought we had a pretty good chance with our own JB Bickerstaff in terms of what he did this season, but he didn't win it. Cavs' Kenny Atkinson wins NBA Coach of the Year.
Boo.
And Trajan Langdon finishes third in NFL Exec of the Year. It was taken down by Scott Presti of Oklahoma City. Who wants to start, and what do you want to start with first, Exec or Coach? The floor is yours.
Go ahead,
I'm
Maz.
going to start with the head coach.
There it is. Head
He
coach.
absolutely got robbed. And here it is. Pete, you could put up the thing.
Okay.
Dan Campbell got robbed. A.J. Hinch got robbed. And now J.B. Bickerstaff got robbed.
You got it, buddy.
Okay? The Red Wings have a new coach. Hopefully he'll get robbed next year because they're not up to this caliber yet. But they do not give the Detroit sports teams the love that they deserve. To win 30 more games than the year prior, 14 wins to 44 wins, and then you beat the Knicks twice, should have beat them in the playoffs. They should still be playing. They should be playing the Celtics right now, the Pistons. So they win the damn series. They lose the series in 6 games, and they win 30 more games than they did last year. And, yeah, Cleveland's the number 1 seed, but they made the playoffs already. What's the big deal? So they went from number 5 or 4, what they were last year, to number 1? Who gives a damn? Kenny Atkinson, good job, but not as good as J.B. Bickerstaff. That's it. That's all I got.
Well, unfortunately, all of the leagues, they don't want to give it to you the first time that you do it. A guy that should be first team All NBA will get third team NBA, and then if he repeats his success next year, then you'll see him move up. I have a really hard time with AJ Hinch doing what he did with that roster last year and not getting the nod. I have a very difficult time with Dan going 15-2 with a JV defense due to injuries. Now, I'm kind of going to go back on something that I always said, and I felt like I didn't like the fact that the NBA allowed that first series to go before they would choose their awards. And now in hindsight, I'm really kind of loving it because we've seen teams get bounced in the first round with an MVP candidate that had won in the past. And now, if you get bounced in the first round and you're between SGA and Joker, if you get bounced in the first round, you're not going to win it. And what I saw out of JB Bickerstaff, and I know all of you guys like Pistons Anson, and I know you guys don't like SOL Anson, so I might be pissing a bunch of you off right now, but in my opinion, JB Bickerstaff cost us the first round series with the Knicks. He didn't use his bench, and sitting Asar Thompson at 4:30 in the fourth quarter, when you've got the lead that you have and you see what Brunson does, hey, this team's young. JB may not be young, but he is young in his experience as a head coach, and they're all going to learn together. I could see why you want to give it to him. Maybe he should get it, but I would, if anything, I would give Trajan Langdon the executive of the year, and I have not a big problem with JB as number 2. He's got to be better in big games next year.
Respect. A lot of respect for that. I definitely agree with some of that what you said in terms of the playoffs, some of the timeouts that weren't taken, some of the things that weren't changed, some of the people that were left in when they weren't necessarily playing the best basketball. So there's a lot to that. This is a regular season award. This has nothing to do with the first round of the playoffs, just in my estimation.
That's the truth.
And I always felt that way too.
Yeah, I think it's a regular season award. This is what I think about it. For Sam Presti, he should have won. You look at what he did last year, he finished runner-up. The year before that, he finished runner-up. Last year, they won 57 games. This year, 68. 11 games improvement. They brought in Hardenstein, who you wanted to keep in New York. I think you can give it to him. I'm cool with Trajan being second, but guess what? You're on notice. Now, as it relates to JB Bickerstaff, history was made. History was made.
True.
Never had you seen a team increase 300%. Never. 14 to 44. And also, they gained the respect of the fan base back. Look at what LCA looked like. I remember 2 years going to those games. No one was in the building. No one cared about Detroit basketball because it was dead. It didn't exist. People weren't going to the games. People weren't watching the games. They didn't care if it was on Bally's or whatever version FanDuel now. Did not care. The fans care. Then, when they played, all right, let's see what this team is made of. They have to play the Knicks since you want to include the playoffs. He gained the respect of Knicks fan bases, international fan bases. Stephen A. Smith, everybody that wants to talk, had nothing but glowing things to talk about this Detroit Pistons team. And then the team that he took, nobody wanted. Tim Hardaway Jr., Tobias, Malik can shoot, but it's like, what are you going to do?
He did it without his second best player for the majority of the season as well.
1,000% of Jaden Ivey, the young guy. So to see what he did with this young team.
How about beef stew?
Bring them together and not get the nod. Look, now, I'm not saying Chris Finch doesn't deserve it. Congratulations. That's not what we're going to do in Detroit. We're not going to knock him. Congratulations. You turned Evan Mobley from a good player to a defensive player of the year. You grew Garland's game a little bit. Even Donovan Mitchell learned how to play a team basketball game, with the exception of last night, which is why they lost. He learned how to play the game, so I just don't understand why you wouldn't give to JB Bickerstaff when you've never seen it happen. This is not the first time, as you said. AJ Hinch, 1% chance to make the playoffs, to winning a playoff series?
Robbed. He was the robbed the most, I'd say.
Dan Campbell?
You
say you want to see it over the course of some years, right? You say no one wins it upright. Fine. 2022, 9-8 from 3-13-1. Then 23, 12-5. Then 15-2. Do we have to go 17-0? Do you have to go 17-0? Oh, by the way, the Red Wings went from 12 to 13. Shocker. It just seems to be another thing in the line of disrespect. Almost like these franchises get together and talk about what can we do to the city of Detroit next.
And I was going to ask you that.
And I don't want to be that Detroiter, but tell me, because I know execs talk. I have friends that are execs. I tell you that they talk. That's how I know you see a lot of the change in the other teams they're using with the Lions. I got that from friends. They talk around the league. What can we do to keep them down? The only reason why Brad Holmes won the award 2 years in a row, because they give out this Hall of Fame term so much now, so I'm going to rock with it. He's got 6 Hall of Famers. He drafted 6. So to not pick him would be criminal beyond this. So for me, it just seems like there's collusion where we don't want Detroit to have too much success. We gave them the draft. Let them sit on that. We showed up. We said nice things about them when Ben Stiller came to LCA and Chris Rock and whoever the hell else. I tell you what, we're no longer taking this and just saying, oh, man, this is what they should have done, and they should have picked us, and they piss on Detroit. We're just going to continue to go Detroit versus everybody, like Matt said. And you guys are on notice because the Pistons are coming. Even the Cade Cunningham deal, the number 1 pick. You gave us the number 1 pick in the draft with 2 picks you didn't believe in. You didn't believe in Cade. You didn't believe in Jalen Green. Yeah, we'll give him number 1 this year. See how that works out for us. That coach that you didn't choose, he got it to work out for him. And he's going to be NBA All-2 at least this year. Congratulations. You didn't pick him this year. You're going to pay. You didn't pick Dan Campbell last year. You're going to pay. You didn't pick A.J. Hinch last year, and you're paying. Detroit, stand up.
That's right.
And you know,
Nicely said.
I hear the narrative, you know, by Detroiters, but mostly by the national media that, like, you know, Detroit's hated, Detroit's cursed. It's a badge of honor that we wear here. This is Detroit, where the weak are killed and eaten. You have to grind to shine here. I honestly think when you see and hear the national narrative that's cast upon Detroit, I think that winning a championship here means more than winning a championship in the majority of other places. You look at a media market like New York or LA, and realistically, the leagues have vested interest in keeping those teams in the playoffs as long as possible. Heaven help us let the Lakers or the Celtics or the Knicks land in the finals. We know that's not going to happen to the Knicks. But the money is there, and money talks. This is not the market that it was in the 50s. So I think that as frustrating as it is to have never gotten calls in series, to watch our superstars and executives and coaches get disrespected, but I would have it no other way. Yeah. And I think Detroiters would have it no other way. You know, shout out to a former colleague here for making the Detroit versus everybody moniker. And you see other cities pick that up, and it's a joke when New York says New York versus everybody. New York has a spotlight it all the time, all the media dollars that are there, all the preference paid towards them. This is Detroit. We are outcast, outnumbered, but we are never outworked. And I will wear that damn badge as an honor.
Yeah, 100%. You know, I love the badge as well, but sometimes you got to call people, you got to call it and tell it like it is.
True that.
You got to tell them what it is, and the disrespect is, at this point, it's just laughable. Because the media truly hates Detroit.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. The media truly hates Detroit. So all the narratives negative about Detroit, as much negativity as they can spit on Detroit, you got media that still basically is talking about Detroit as if it's 1983.
What if we were the Ann Arbor Pistons? We'd get all kinds of love. We could cheat. We could do whatever we want.
But the media picks who's also the coach. And the media hates Detroit. So the media is not going to pick a coach from Detroit. You know they collude in terms of who's going to get what number one pick or this, that, and the third. They ain't giving it to the Pistons.
That's correct.
Again, they're not giving it to the Red Wings.
That's correct.
Because to give them good picks, to give them good praise, to give them, hey, your coach won, this, that, and the third, Dan Campbell, is now your city is doing good. You have to see it. And they don't want Detroit to do good, so it is what it is. But this is what makes us who we are as a fan base. This is what makes the team. Cade Cunningham is a Piston. You see his energy. The Lions are Lions. The Tigers are Tigers. The Red Wings are figuring it out. Like, that energy is real, and it's because of the respect, the disrespect that you get. As a player, you feel it. When I was playing in the league, nothing positive was said about Detroit. Yeah. Whenever people would come up to me, former players, like, where you got, players at the time, it was, oh, you a Detroiter, man. What's Detroit like? Ugh. Like, that's the conversation. And if it wasn't teammates, it was execs in the front office. So tell me about Detroit. Shit, Detroit is what it is. What you want to know?
And you kind of wonder how we got here, because in the 50s, this was,
I think you could start in 68 with the riots.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Wait, let me tell you something about that. I'm so old, guys. I'll tell you about this story as well. I'm getting crushed on the old stuff, by the way. You should read some of the stuff. I'm Judas. I've stabbed Jesus. I've done all of this on the chat.
Hey, but you guess what? Even Jesus forgave Judas.
He did.
That's right.
So anyway, the 68 riots. Do you know how close Detroit was to hosting the 68 Summer Olympics?
Yep. Oh, wow. Yes, they were.
They had it.
They had the stadium
John F.
built.
Kennedy, in his speech to be
stadium.
president, said, Detroit's going to be a wonderful host to the upcoming Olympics.
The automotive industry.
Mexico City
I know that.
said, we'll give you the food for like a nickel less than Detroit was going to do, the food for the Olympic athletes. And the USOC said, a nickel less? Okay, let's go to Mexico City. Had it not been that, the riots maybe never would have happened.
Actually,
Interesting.
The riots would have happened
Yes,
here.
sir.
Yeah.
It would have happened.
Because that's when they did the fist. If they did that in the U.S.,
Isn't that
they would've
something?
been a riot.
But I'm just saying.
100%. No, it's crazy.
What a difference.
And then the Detroit fires happened right after that, and it just been down.
You got 67 riots and you got 68 championship.
Yeah.
And then for another 16 years, nothing succeeds in sports here in Detroit. You get the 84 Tigers. But then I kind of, beyond the reputation of the city and, the crime capital, murder capital of the country, I think a lot of it has to do with the Bad Boys. And the Bad Boys really were the first mini dynasty that this generation or the generation before us ever witnessed in this city. And they were massively hated in the NBA. I mean, not disliked, hated. I don't think that there's ever been a team since or beforehand that was hated nearly as much. Maybe the Boston Celtics.
And that goes back to, once again, the media. The media has painted that picture because in the 80s, if I remember correctly, everyone played basketball like that.
Celtics just as much.
They were worse. They were dirty with it. At least the Pistons knew where they stood. They were dirty. They were sneaky. Everyone played like that. But they placed it on the Pistons. Mm-hmm. So now when every fan and every city and every outlet, when you think of that brand of basketball, who beat up Michael Jordan? Oh, the Pistons. Who beat up Larry Bird? The Pistons. You don't talk about Kevin McHale or Parrish.
You don't talk about the foul on Rambis.
Do you think it's an age thing? Because everything you're referring to is older, and I feel like if you pay attention now, look at like the draft and like the Knicks players. Like now, people come to Detroit, they love it. You think it's an age thing, and people who remember those things from back then, they just will not change in their head. They're like, Detroit is still bad, and they don't listen to the fans now. They're like, nah, I've been to Detroit. I had a great time. I want to come back.
Yeah. Well, the great time is one thing for sure, but more so just like the reputation of what Detroit is has been ingrained in media folks that are still in the media that have been in there since the 80s.
Yeah,
so it's a bigger message in terms of like this stuff. When people get snubbed, like that's letting you, like snubs don't happen consistently in any other city.
Right.
Like we got 3 snubs in the span of less than 365 days.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right.
They ain't happening in Dallas.
Crazy.
Hey, guys, I was gonna say, guys, if you don't mind me jumping in here real quick,
ahead,
this is I've said it. I said this a couple weeks before.
I prefer you to jump in the middle of Woodward.
And I will continue to jump in the middle of Woodward for you, bro. What happened is, guys, I've said this before since I was a little kid when I had hair. The media has never liked any Detroit sports teams, and when Detroit sports teams win, when other teams like the Lakers, Celtics, or whoever, Yankees win, you get 45-minute to 1 hour big episodes on ESPN to start the show. The Red Wings, the Pistons, they got half hours. They got 20 minutes. They got some feel-good stuff here and there. It was cut short. And I agree with Anson on the Bad Boys. This is where it started, was when the Bad Boys, and this is what I said to you guys, which is why I was disappointed in the Pistons frickin' thing. And I understand about the media, but they should have gone with bad again. Because if you're, and I said this to Kool-Aid before, I said this to Kool-Aid before at Barcade. I'm going to say it again right now.
Barcade.
Since we are the frickin', if we're going to be the bad boys, if everybody's going to get on us and be and kind of brush us off and be like that, then play the role. Then be the bad guys. Then go out there and ruin the dynasties. Beat the Lakers. Beat the Celtics. Red Wings beat the Colorado Avalanche. Pistons beat everybody else. Destroy every frickin' Laker dynasty there is. I don't care. I want ESPN to be pissed at us. I want the national media to be pissed at us. My award winners are the 3 coaches for Detroit that were snubbed. And A.J. Hinch this year, if he doesn't get Manager of the Year as of right now, this is ridiculous. And I'm sick and tired of the national media, but I'm going to tell you something right now, national media.
Get him, Pete!
You want it this way? You got it this way. You got this way from me. I'm going to tell you something right now. Next NBA season, I want blood on that freaking court. I want the bad boy Pistons, and I'm sick and tired of kowtowing to these NBA referees and you NBA executives. Oh, you Pistons, freaking hell! I am done with you freaking people and you national media guys. I am sick of it.
Let them cook.
We are the bad guys. You come get me. Come get me.
Pissed off, Pete.
I'm
I
fired
love
up, baby.
Love it.
Let's go.
Take a breath, brother.
Take a breather, brother.
Right toss on 3. Ready?
Well said. It's a lot of pent up.
I think Pete just grew hair again.
Somewhere, not
I like it. Look, we're not complaining, we're just telling it is. And the funny thing about it is, the Detroit Bad Boys thing, they used what was going on in Detroit to talk about a team that was playing in Auburn Hills. They ain't playing nowhere near Detroit. That was even funnier. There was basketball last night, though.
There was. It was upset city
really,
last
really
night.
good basketball.
I think the Knicks won.
The Knicks did. The Knicks won again.
The Knicks won again.
Let's do this. Let's let that segment rest with Pete's rant. I loved it. We'll commercial break it, and we'll come back and talk about the NBA as it was last night. Let's get a commercial break. And from Dr. Pierce.
Dr. Pierce, yes, sir. I'm a Dr. Pierce patient. That's right. I can be an advocate for him because he's curing my tennis elbow. That's right. Thank you to Faith. Of course, at Michigan Sports and Spine, Dr. Jeff Pierce is here to keep you in the game, performing at your best. Check him out on our shows Tuesdays. That's today. He was with Big D Energy. He'll join us on Thursday. Trust the guy, D-Mac, and hell, me. Trust the guy that I trust. It's Dr. Jeff Pierce, Michigan Sports and Spine, 248-426-9944, guys.
The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. This ball is gone! The boys are back in town. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Head to woodwardsports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. Woodwardsports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at woodwardsports.com.
Wait till tomorrow, guys. Looking to upgrade your relaxation game? Check out Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills, right here in Michigan, the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest. Top brands for massage chairs like Infinity and Osaki, located near the corner of Woodward and Long Lake Road. Experience luxury comfort with Dr. Eric Duncan. He is the Wellness Doc, creator of the top YouTube massage chair review channel. Book a visit at massagechairhouse.com, massagechairhouse.com, or scan the QR code. We're going to have one here tomorrow. Can't wait to sit in it and chill. Massage Chair House, your ticket to ultimate recovery and relaxation, which I needed today for the damn chat. Leave me alone.
He's been talking about that chair for like 3 weeks.
They've been getting after Maz a little bit on that chat. Look, those massage chairs tomorrow, I'm a little bit scared, Maz. I think you're going to get too comfortable and fall asleep.
He's going to fall
I will
asleep.
be on you the whole show.
Yo.
If you just are joining us, though, welcome in Anson, Wells, Brother Edwards, Tom Mazaway, Ricky, and Pete, the gang's here. You want to do yourself a favor, maybe take the show back about 10 minutes or so, because your boy Pete, he just went off on a very
still
nice,
red.
very well said. Look, he's still emotionally exhausted, but it was a nice rant that you might want to go back and check out. Anson, the chat's on fire right now. Plus, you got to get guys in on the memorabilia game.
2 days in a row.
Get that super chat roll.
190 yesterday. Look at you.
I know. We didn't even tell them what was going on, and we had all kinds of super chats before we even got to tell them.
People spend money with people they like.
And they know now. They know what to expect.
They're getting
when
something.
I'm here, you guys are getting stuff, all right? Getting the Woodward swag. You're getting a whole little collection of Detroit Pistons 1990 cards, as well as a Rubio Robinson draft day rookie. Getting the 92-93 Pavel Bure unopened, sealed upper deck pack, the 1991 Tigers schedule.
Cecil.
I'm going to skip over here. You got a little Jim Arnold, if you remember him, and a Luis Salazar sits behind it. And, of course, the very illustrious Braylon Edwards rookie, and it is autographed for you.
A lot of champions in there, man. I don't know if I'm worthy, man. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? There's also the
Michigan.
most iconic player to leave Ann Arbor this century.
Ooh.
Braylon Edwards.
See, my guy.
So let me catch up on these super chats.
By the way, we got some information on Michigan too. Seems like they still have an ongoing matter.
Yeah, we
we'll
had
talk
fun
about
with that
next
yesterday.
hour.
We had fun with that.
Well, I got my thoughts.
Almost had a
Got
chance
my
to talk to
thoughts.
Connor Stallings. I have been paused, licking my chops to get my hands on that young man. Triple pause. But yes, one day that will happen.
His glasses should get retired in Ann Arbor. That's just my thoughts.
Yeah, probably.
Just my thoughts.
With a nice big asterisk next to them. Let's catch up with the chat. I just want to
Never mind all the number one picks that came from them.
I want to inform you guys.
Forget about all of them.
How this works, just in case you're joining us for the first time and you're not sure how it does. So you can super chat. You're going to pay to get in there. You can start at $2. You can go up to whatever you want. We will read your chat on air, and then you're going to get a slice of the wheel, which Pete will show you in a half hour or so.
Yes.
We've got a bunch of super chats early. Michael Wary. Maz, hey, you like the Knicks. So what? Cheer for your childhood team and
you,
be
Mike.
proud. You still a Lion fan and a Pistons fan. There you
know
go.
it.
I'm going to double down. Michael Weary also came back in again. How Neil start this mess, and he's not even a real Detroit fan.
No,
this
he's
is
not.
for Neil. Not one, not two, not three, but 4 eggplants.
I
in
like
that
Neil
one.
when he was when he looked like me. Ever since he lost weight, his head has gotten so big, can hardly fit it in the studio.
Well, I'm going to have to see some old pictures of Neil.
I had a joke.
Chubby Neil was the Neil I loved.
Interesting.
I had a joke, but I kept it to myself.
You know, when people get heavy, they get funnier. When they get skinny, they get meaner.
Yeah.
So
He must have a lot of baggage with him.
Can't eat something.
Bernie was never mean. Maz has actually seen his team win a Super Bowl. And he saw the New York Peasants
times.
win a final series. Not many Knicks fans can say that.
And they lost a couple.
That's very true. Think about it that way. Maz has the innate ability to just say, you know, what the hell with it. I'm a Giant fan because I got Bulls. I'm a Knicks fan when they won years ago, but he still chooses to be a fan of the Pistons when they suck. Be a fan of the Lions when they suck. You gotta take that into account.
I'll tell you what. Besides Kool-Aid, I've been to the most Piston games this year.
True.
Besides Kool-Aid,
How many you been to?
How many did you pay for?
I paid for at least 5.
I
I took my family.
Still something.
Family of 5 to
something.
Well, it would
5
have
games.
only been 4 if you would have taken him up on his offer.
And 25 of them by myself. All right? I lived at Little Caesars Arena.
You definitely
this
got
year.
me beat.
I'd say
Well,
thanks
tell
for
you
the
that.
invite, but you have given me a couple.
I have.
What else
Plenty
we
of
got in that
time.
chat? Do you
Freddie
wanna get some
Felt, the
Pistons stuff?
legend, Maz's favorite team is sports. Detroit
Freddie.
supremacy. Detroit versus everybody. Maz is a part of everybody.
Oh, no.
That term supremacy, man, it never really set
Yeah,
well.
right? I didn't like it
even though
either.
I know the definition and what it just
Right.
it
Just
comes
pick a
off,
different word.
It hits the ear a little
It
different.
does.
And they just keep coming in, right?
Supremacy. Wait, what?
Yeah, I did. I was like, what did
I'm
he
looking
say?
up like, hold on, what is that?
It's not E&E without Rando Smalls. Maz, don't feel
Rando.
bad. You admit it probably 50% of people in chat didn't admit their Lions love till they were winning. True story. Byrne, again, NFL Coach of the Year is cursed. Most of the coaches of the year got fired or on the hot seat right now. They can keep that wicked thing. Michael Weary, no Anson. The Lions were good until 57. I think you got that off by a decade, my friend.
No, they were good up until 1957.
Okay, well,
is
we've
what
been
he's saying.
good in 91, and we've been good
Well,
with
no,
other
they
guys.
won championships, he meant. NFL championships. is what he
Bobby
meant.
Bobby Lane.
1947 was the
It's
last
like
time.
when you go back to MSU and
57.
say they've won how many national
57. They
championships?
won at Tiger Stadium.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, 1950 was the first year for.
Stump Anson.
You
on
guys
one day.
got me. You
Stump
got
Anson.
me.
Won one.
My
You know
cards
who
are
else
messing
got
my
one?
brain up.
I want to get into the game last night because I actually have a thought on this.
All right, well, let me rip through these real quick right here. This is weird standard. This is Byrne. This is a weird standard the rest of the country holds Detroit to is so odd. We have one riot, and they say we're bad, but anybody else does, and
just
it's
a
crickets.
riot.
That's real.
True story.
Just one riot.
ATL. I'm from West Michigan.
Every city got some terrible.
But you
things
can't
that
just
bad.
say just in front of something to make it seem like it wasn't like
Burn-
half the city burned
LA
out.
had 5 riots last year.
Yeah. Burn, I'm from West Michigan. We have to defend Detroit nationally because they treat the whole state like it's Detroit. F them. True story. And Michael DeVries, I need to ask you to email Maz. He will put his email in the chat again so that we can get your prize package from the other week. DeVries, go Pete! Harumph! Harumph!
That's right, baby.
All right. So, yeah, get those super chats in, guys. You're going to have until 3:50. We'll read you on the air, and you've got a chance to get a slice of that prize wheel.
Yesterday, the New York Knicks came back from 20 points down to beat the Boston Celtics. And that, excuse me, Anobi as well as Jalen Brown. I told you Anunoby is the one that I always feared. I told you that. They both had 29 apiece. They win the game. But I'm not even going to talk about the Knicks. That's the other thing about the Detroit sports base. Pete, I knew I would remember. When the city of Detroit wins, they talk about how the other team lost.
That's right.
Like in 2004, all we heard was about the Lakers. The same thing. That's what they do when we win. Oh, y'all won. We'll talk about the other team.
That's correct.
Getting back, I want to talk about the Celtics. 45 missed three-pointers, the most in NBA playoff history. Congratulations, Joe Mazzulla. Every time you call a timeout, you know what you do? Hey, jack up more threes. I'm going to give Jason Tatum a compliment and a diss at the same time. The compliment, this is the way they run their system. This is what Ime Udoka implemented, which he still uses, why he got bounced against Chef Curry. All they do is shoot threes. This is the answer for everything. So now they've created this super team of three-point shooters, in which Jason Tatum is just another one of the guys, another one of the cogs. Because the diss I'm going to give him, when you mix him up and say he's the face of the league, or when he's complaining, what do I have to do now? You got to want it in the biggest moments. At the end of the day, the ones that want it, freaking Jokic and Anthony Edwards. Excuse me. And Anthony Edwards, in that moment at the end of the game, I don't care about all those missed threes. All you needed was a bucket. Like the great players are going to get a bucket. Anthony Edwards will get to the cup and get you a bucket. The old LeBron James will get to the cup and get you a bucket. Larry Bird, get to the cup and get you a bucket. But instead, Jason Tatum is still just trusting the system. Let me just shoot threes. At some point, threes are not the answers. They'll still win this series. But yesterday was eye-opening in terms of who Jason Tatum is, and it's not a knock. This is the system that was created, and he's a nice guy, and he plays in the system.
Crazy Clown is right. Braylon is on fire today. Absolutely on fire today.
They missed 45 of 60 three-pointers. That's a record.
That's crazy.
In case you don't know math, that's 15 that they made.
25%.
15 of 60.
Yeah.
How do you like them?
And Mr. Tatum was 0 for 7 in the fourth quarter.
4 points.
And honestly, you hit the nail on the head. These guys come out of a timeout when they need a bucket. Some things that I really had an issue with the Pistons. Listen, you're not shooting the ball well from three.
Yeah.
Read the damn room. Manufacture a bucket. Tatum is awesome in the low post.
Yeah.
And they didn't really have anybody. I mean, obviously OG, but you can work a switch to get him a mismatch.
3 years in a row, Jason Tatum's free throw attempts have gone down.
Yeah,
he doesn't even know how to get to the line anymore.
Well, and realistically, nobody on that team wants him taking the last shot. They'd rather it be Jalen, or they'd rather be given to even Derek White at this point. But that team's not going to shoot that badly from three.
They won't.
And New York certainly is not going to shoot as lights out as they shot either. But we've seen this so many different times that a team that is the superior team on paper and in perception gets a long rest in between series. The Knicks, they're sharpened right now by fire, or however that term goes. And right now they come in the flow. They come in hot and understanding where they are as a team. Sure, we're going to talk about them running out of gas towards the end of this series. You look at the minutes that their starters played versus the Boston Celtics. We thought that was going to be an advantage for the Pistons. I felt JB did not take advantage of that. But the Boston Celtics will. They are going to be in this series now because they've played one game. They've gotten that litmus test of who the Knicks are, what they like to do. I don't see the Knicks being able to pull this series off. However, you look around the league right now, and the teams that you expected to be the best, the Boston Celtics, the Cleveland Cavaliers, and OKC, they're all kind of young enough, and I think Boston's not playing well enough right now where the NBA, the championship is up for grabs right now. It really is.
Give me a quick thought, Maz, on the New York Knicks. I don't want to
I've told you-
dismiss them because
listen,
they did win. Give them some love.
I've told you this before.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick with this. You guys, honestly, have poo-pooed the Pistons. I've told you that. You said, oh, the Knicks barely beat the Pistons. How are they going to play with the Celtics? The Pistons are good. They're superbly good. Yeah, they don't have the superstars that the other teams have. We got one. And we got a bunch of role players after that, a couple of veterans. But damn right, the Knicks played their ass off to win that game, to win that series. So the Celtics come in here fat and happy. One of the better records. They're the champs. They want to win again. They've won many championships. They've broken my heart as a kid many times. This ain't my dad or my uncle's Celtics anymore. This is the new breed Celtics. And you heard Braylon. If you like three-point shooting, you'll like this team. I mean, Steph Curry really belongs on this team if you really want to get down to it. But the Knicks, I said it, they will hang and give Boston a lot of headaches. They might not win the series, but they're going to stick with them. And that's because they played a superb team. That's not a number 16 that's played. I know the East is weak, as we say. But that team, man, came together, played hard all year, and came together at the right time. And you know damn well they should have won that series. They should have upset the Knicks. And you know what? The Pistons beat the Celtics a couple times this year. They're not afraid of them. Who knows what they could have even done against them? And I know Boston's better. I know that.
But they would have taken a game or two.
They would have. I believe that. And I really thought the Pistons were going to win the first round. And I was very disappointed that they didn't. The Knicks now, why not them? They go to the finals last year, the Eastern Finals. I know it's a different team, but this team kind of bands together, as you see. You saw them up close and personal. They could hang with Boston. They can hang with anybody in the East.
They gained a lot of chemistry in the Pistons series, and that was something that I thought was something they were lacking with the trades and the acquisitions that they had this offseason. But each time you make it through a battle, you gain cohesion and you gain chemistry. And I will say, I cannot stand this Knicks Peasants team. I don't know if you guys have seen the close-up.
Is it because the New York fans
in
the chat got you upset? Big deal.
No.
What don't you like about them?
Well, I will answer that. It's a great question.
Have you seen Jalen Brunson play?
And with all respect to you, I believe that New York fans are some of the most deluded fans in the country. Absolutely.
You're so wrong.
They have 8 teams. Listen.
All the newspapers in New York, listen to me. They lead with sports on the cover. You can't tell me New York fans don't know their sports or don't love their sports. Oh, the president got shot. Below, the Yankees sweep the World Series.
Good call.
Listen.
Trust me when I tell you that.
You're talking about the New York Times, one of the most.
I'm talking about the News and Post.
The News and Post.
Newsday.
Yeah.
Those 3 rags, as we call them.
Yeah, corporate
I'm
media.
not looking at the New York Times. I've never read the New York Times.
Do you want me to answer your question?
No,
or
I'm
do you
telling
just
you,
want
you
to
don't
just
know what you're
prop up
talking
New
about.
York? I do.
No, you don't.
Because, okay.
Hey, what's your
you didn't
perspective
live there.
around here?
Are you a little emotionally tied
I
to it,
spent
pal?
31 years there. How many years
I get
did
it.
you
So
spend
you're a
there?
little emotionally tied to it, and it's hard for you to accept criticism of your home base and your fan base there because they're deluded. You have 8 teams there, and 7 of them have sucked the majority of my life.
We have 9.
You literally have 9, even more
forgot
so.
the Devils.
You have 1 that has done stuff only because there's no salary cap. All right, that's it.
The
The
Yankees?
Yankees are the only good team out of 9, and yet all of these fans in New York, most of them younger. I'm not talking really about your generational class of sports fans, but they are deluded. They think so much higher of their teams than the reality of what their teams are. I had a really good take for your question, but you blew me in another direction.
There's no city that's more hard on their teams than New York. They rip them.
And their players.
They rip them apart. They rip them to shreds.
He's right.
How could you say they're deluded? New York sports, WFAN, the first sports station in the country, in the world. You're going to tell me that they just pat their teams on the back?
Hold on. Let me insert and add some color. Playing for the New York Jets, being in New York for those 3 years that I played for the team, reading my fair share of posts, my share of the daily news, my fair share of columns by Rich Siminian, insert whoever else back in the day. The fan base knows their sports because they come after cats, like they come after you, but just within the game. Like it's nothing extra. They care less about what you do off the field. They don't care about the mission guys. They don't care about the gossip. What are you doing between the hashes? What are you doing on the locker room? What was the game like? What is the coach doing? So I would push back a little bit to you and agree with Maz with that just because I played for the Jets, so I got a chance to read and see it.
I think they're obsessed with gossip there. I think that just like in Detroit, where for 2.5 years the obsession with Myles Garrett can never go away, you see these crazed obsessions with each individual team. And then you have these guys separated between the Giants and the Jets and the Mets and the Yankees. And the interstate hate and delusion of New York, to me, it's like watching Lakers fans think that Luka is a great defender. I think that they're delusional. I think they're crap. And then you look at the actual team, you get 3 Knicks that come into our sister coffee shop, shout out Birmingham Roast, insist that they only have 11 minutes to make their bus. Those fine people over there get their service to them ahead of everybody else in line, and they stiff them, give them nothing. Then you talk about the refs coming in here and stealing 3 games on our home court. Then you get these idiots talking about how they're the new bad boys of the NBA because they're allowed to get away with what they're allowed to get off with from the refs. I want everybody to go and take a look at the final play from Brunson hitting the 3 over Asard. It's not a push-off. It's actually a jersey grab and throw. He has his hand gripping his jersey to the point where it looks like he even has the top of his waistband of his shorts. And if you grab a guy like that and you throw him using his actual clothing as you're making a cut, even the best defenders in the league will go flying. And the fact that these guys now in hindsight want to give kudos to Detroit and make fun of the team who, they're talking about foul baiting, but Tim Hardaway foul baited. Tim Hardaway went straight up on that shot, period. Not only is the fan base delusional, but the players are even more delusional. Easily the most annoying team that I can think of, except for the '87 Celtics.
What I'm hearing is like that playoff series loss to the Knicks really hurt you.
No, it didn't really hurt me. Honestly,
really got you a little bit.
Look, I look at it. I look at the Pistons.
You're still unraveling Game 6.
I'm not. You sound like the people in New York on Twitter. Listen,
I just asked a question.
And I'm answering you. The fact is the Pistons core is 23 years old, and they are going up. You know that little red emoji, the stock market one going up? That's what bullish, all right? Bearish are the Knicks. This team has no capital left. They don't have the personnel to win a finals. They have a tremendous starting 5. But I'm not worried. We weren't even supposed to be here. We beat that team. The refs beat the Pistons in that series.
Why didn't Asar say something then if he got pulled? Now listen, I wish you were right and they caught Jalen Brunson doing that, but there was never a complaint from Bickerstaff or anyone on the floor. I was there. You watched it on TV. I had the binoculars. I was right on it. I didn't see it. I did see your tweet and the picture. I don't know. How could that happen if Asar is not getting mad or JB Bickerstaff ain't saying go to the video? And I know they were out of challenges at that time.
No, we had our extra challenge still at that time. You can't challenge that play though, Maz.
I'm just saying, no one complained about it. What did you see?
I'm complaining about it.
What did you see that no one else saw? Is what I'm asking.
Fair enough. Let's put a pin in the Knicks because this is Detroit.
I know, but we're talking Pistons.
I'm just messing. I'm just joking. Go ahead.
That's okay. I'm good.
42.
I'm gassed.
42, 22, and 6. I never want to hear who's the best player in the NBA. It's done. It's been done for a while. We're just hard-headed. It's done. Not only is Jokic the best player,
yes, sir,
he might be the best coach. He might be the best coach as well. Fire their head coach and Mike Malone. No problem for Jokic. He's Bill Russell with Wilt Chamberlain stats. He's Bill Russell with Wilt Chamberlain stats.
I love that.
100%. Like what I watched in that game, and he just knows how to get everyone involved. Like look at Russell Westbrook. This is a guy who I love, by the way. Mm-hmm. This is a guy that they told me was washed. This is a guy that they moved his position, took the ball out of his hands in L.A., and then said he was washed. But now he had 18 points yesterday, and he seemed to find a jump shot. He's a resurgence. Jokic is helping. It's just amazing what Jokic has done, and he's not a selfish player as well. You think he would take the last shot because he needs to, because he's Jokic? No, I'm going to find a system to get the guy that's the soul, as they call him, of the team. And Aaron Gordon, I give him the ball, and guess what? He knocks down 3 because of the confidence that Jokic has in him. 42, 22, and 6. It's time to stop It's time to stop ignoring the stats. It's time to stop ignoring what you see. You're seeing something you've never witnessed. Do you question Shohei Ohtani, who hit the hardest ball last night so far in this MLB season? You don't. You just say it's a phenomenon. That's the same thing with Nikola Jokic. Like my God.
You saw in Game 5 in New York when the Knicks were trying to get Josh Hart and Brunson in the game for like 2 minutes. And Tibbs didn't take the timeout. He ended up taking the timeout with like 15 seconds left or something to get those guys in. Last night, Joker was on the sideline.
What?
And they went out, OKC, and went through the analytics of saying that you should foul because they had one to give, which gave Denver an opportunity to get Joker back in the game. And I think that was a massive gap by the coaching staff of OKC. But, you look at this team, and they're savvy. I've said as much as I like SGA, OKC would have been the 2 seed in the West if you don't have SGA. You take Joker off of the Nuggets, and they're not a play-in team. That's for certain. But what that guy is able to do, he's going to be able to will that team to another win in this series. And the biggest concern, I've said it a few times before with this OKC team, is just the massive inexperience that they have there.
There you go.
It's Isaiah Hartenstein who's gone the furthest on that team in the playoffs.
Who had the most points for OKC last night that wasn't SGA? It was Caruso, who has an NBA title.
He had a nice dunk. He had a nice dunk title. He won one with the bubble Lakers, right?
Yes, he was on that team.
I forget he was on that team.
That was one of the biggest knocks on LeBron, which there's a ton, is he didn't bring Caruso back. He allowed Caruso, who wanted to take less money. By the way, you mentioned the inexperience. Another one of the things is OKC is winning games. They won 68 games. How many fourth quarters are their starters playing? They blew people out. They blew people up. They don't have those clutch moments. They don't have those back and forth, those 1-point wins, 2-point wins. They don't have that. They don't know how to play in those spaces. So all that about how dope they are, SGA is this, and Lou Dort, he's a Chet Holmgren looked scared because the lights got hot.
He had a real good game though too.
True, but in certain moments,
he's a problem for Joker.
He will be, but
didn't he get posterized?
The lights got bright.
Yeah, but he also posterized too.
Mm-hmm. He did. Look, lights got bright. You saw it, to your point, a lot of that inexperience come out. Meanwhile, on the other side, not only do you have the best player in the league, not only does he have the same, a title and MVPs, he's got the same team when he won those titles. There's a lot of chemistry. That's why Steph is having the success. That they just know how to win. These
how
young
about
guys,
Denver winning without a head coach that's been there for a while? They fired their head coach.
Head coach has been there for 9 years.
Yeah.
Newsflash, it's Nikola Jokic. It's Nikola Jokic. Like, when have you ever seen in an NBA game in the last 5 years a player operate like that? Like, that's Kobe-esque. That's Jordan-esque. That's Larry Bird-esque.
He wants to win and go home to his farm.
And I ain't mad at it.
No.
I'm not mad at it. You don't have to be the face. Just keep putting this game on like you're doing. I'll watch every one.
Win this parade. When is parade?
When is parade? I want to go home to boats.
No, I can't go to parade today. Tomorrow I'm going home.
Dude, okay, with that being said, the game was
awesome.
great indeed. Amazing game by him. They get the shot by Aaron Gordon. All that, they still only win at the buzzer. What is the reality of this series, you think, Tom Mazaway?
All 3 teams that have lost on game 1 home court have been 8.5 or 10.5 point favorites.
And sitting on the shelf for extra days
and
after
that's
a short
fair,
series.
OKC swept, right?
Yeah.
They'll be so much better in game 2. As a matter of fact, if I was a betting man, I would lay the points and not even think about game 2. Game 2 will go to the Thunder, and it'll be easy. The Celtics, they're not going to shoot 15 for 60 again. If they shoot 20 for 60, they win. So I expect them to come back, and I still think the Knicks hang with them, but I believe Boston will even up that series as well.
Here, let's knock this rest of this basketball off, then get to the break, and then we can start fresh. Top of the hour, maybe 3:05. Cavs, Pacers, 1-0. Quick thoughts on that one because I want to finish with the Warriors and Rockets.
Same deal.
Yeah, same
deal.
Yeah,
Just
same.
a rusty team coming in with a big head against a really scrappy Pacer team who has the best record in the fourth best record in the NBA since January 1st. They've been playing really good ball. Halliburton's one of those guys that if he has one of those games, they're just a really tough team to beat because they are built right. They're deep. They've got defense. They've got perimeter shooting from big men as well as their wing players. I think the big issue with that series is Darius Garland's toe. Darius Garland has really put himself on my radar. I am going to go out and say that I think this might be the third best ball handler that I've ever seen behind Kyrie and Isaiah. Now, you look, Chris Paul, and there's some others. He's in the argument. But what that guy does to that team's offense, there's very few people in the NBA who have ever been able to run the show the way that Darius does. And he looks a step slow. He definitely looks a step slow, and they are genuinely concerned about that toe. If Darius Garland is truly hurt and struggling, Indy can get past them. Absolutely can happen.
They made it to last year, right? They made it to the Eastern Finals last year. Why the hell can't they do it again?
Tyrese Halliburton leads all players in the playoff with 11.5 assists per game. So he's distributing. But that's what you missed when the Pistons series. Yeah, Tobias has some runs here or there. I think Malik had a game or two. Halliburton has guys that can fill the ball up, fill the cup up, pause. Like you got Neymar just come on in these playoffs. So that's what he has.
Warriors T-Wolves too tonight.
The big thing for the Cavs, that's what I want to get to. I'll let you tee up because I know Chef's your guy. The big thing for the Cavs, just don't shoot as many shots. Like the big thing that they did, they should have won in 68 is he played a team game, talking about Donovan Mitchell. In that game, he threw 30 misses, and he wasn't on it. He didn't find anybody else. Warriors and Timberwolves, part of Anthony Edwards, shout Cuzzo, his mission to bury all the legends. Last year, he buried KD in Phoenix, and Malik, I guess you could say Beasley as well. This year, he's already buried LeBron, Luka, who's a little bit older, and now he set his sights on Steph Curry, who he asked for in 2023. Maz, that's your guy. What are you looking for tonight?
I hope the Warriors can hang with this young buck.
Ain't gonna happen.
But I'll tell you this, and I told you the other day, they knocked the Lakers off. That's like their peak. I think they might come in tonight a little flat. I think the Warriors could steal tonight's game.
I'll let you go, Anson.
The Warriors certainly have experience, but this is a Timberwolves team that made the Western Conference Finals last year. And, early on in this, before the season started, I said I didn't like those trades. I didn't like it at all for the Knicks. I kind of liked it for Minnesota. I think Minnesota struggled with the changes to their roster, but they're gelling now, very much like the Knicks are gelling right now. That team was better than what their finish was in the regular season, and they are ready for the playoffs. But Anthony Edwards, who's kind of seemed like the whole season he was dealing with maybe not playing as well, trying to beat frustration with the chemistry of his team, but also getting a lot of flack nationally for the whole face of the NBA and him not wanting to be that. When you get this kid some confidence, he becomes a menace. And this is truly, if he wants it or not, one of the young faces of the league. But that team is so good defensively. They got better without Luka on the excuse me, that's the wrong team. They got better this year by moving Cat, in my opinion. They are a better defensive team. They might not be as offensively in tune as they were last year.
But they keep scores down, so they don't need as many points.
And this playoffs this year has been the most physical, swallow the whistle basketball that I've seen in like 15 years. Jason
Tatum said we might as well play without refs.
I know. I love
That's what
that.
he said.
I love it.
Well, good. Man up. It's been too long. Man up.
We're on the break, and I'm going to let you take us here, but I do want to catch up on these super chats because there's an awesome one, and you guys are going to want to get your super chats in during the upcoming break. Michael DeVries dropped $10 in. I want to donate my winnings from the other day to either today's or future wheel. We're going to do it today.
Okay.
And have a super wheel, if that's all right with you guys. It's absolutely all right, Michael.
Boy.
This is to show my love for the Detroit fans.
We appreciate it. Look, at the end of the day, this is our show. What I mean by ours, like, we look forward to doing the show, not for you, with you. We do this show
No
together,
doubt.
so we appreciate it, man. You guys got some input? Shoot it to us. Last thing that I'll say about this is, here's my take. Minnesota Timberwolves are going to win the whole thing. So what you said earlier, I agree 100%. It's been open basketball. There's no clear front winner right now. There's some really good players. You got Jalen Brunson playing amazing, Anthony Edwards, what he's doing in the team collective, Jokic, obviously, and SGA. But there's no clear front winner. People don't have home court advantage. I like the energy that I see of Anthony Edwards. Is a man on a mission. You see his last couple games. 43, 29, 25, 25. Last game he had 15, but he had a triple-double. He found ways to be active. He got guys involved. I love his aggression. Did you see how he punked LeBron? Did you see how he punked Luka? Went right up to him the whole game. Same thing he did. But this is where people don't understand. Same thing he did to KD. KD's his what? Favorite player. KD's his favorite player. So the respect from him is there. He respects the greats. He asks them questions off the court. But when he steps on the 93 feet or however long it is, he does not care about anything but destroying you. That's the energy you need to be a leader. If you put Anthony Edwards in the same situation as Jason Tatum yesterday, even though they shot 63s and all that, in that moment, guarantee Anthony Edwards wouldn't have shot 3. He would have got to the basket. He would have got a cut. That's who he is. That energy, I don't see that energy from anybody except Jokic.
Yeah.
I don't, and I think their
80s
physicality,
energy.
100%.
80s
Jokic is
energy,
the only
baby.
one giving that for me and Brunson. I think this is the team that wins. My thoughts.
Our friends at Caesar Sportsbook got him at plus 1,100. You better put some money on that one.
Putting no money on it. But
come on.
Nah,
$10.
I believe in it.
Is their owner going to give him a pep talk, A-Rod? Because he is now officially the owner of the Minnesota Timberwolves, Alex Rodriguez. Can you imagine that guy making more money? He knows, man. He knew when to invest. Maybe Braylon's right.
Hey, look, he knows where to put his money, man. It wasn't in J-Lo. Let's get a quick commercial break in from White Claw, which is me now. Check this out. Calling all Tiger fans. Join us for the White Claw Tigers Watch Party Tour. That's right. We're going to be coming to an establishment near you. Woodward Sports will be hitting 4 of the top bars in Detroit to watch Tigers game live on the network. I told you we want you to be a part of this show. Be a part of I didn't even know that was actually in the read. Be a part of fun. See our reactions to live Woodward Sports. Now, here are the spots. Here we go. Here's the dates. First up, Friday, May 23rd. This is going to be easy. Spencer, the heavyweights, they'll be doing it at McShane's Irish Pub in Corktown. Corktown's a hell of a place. Gives you those Tiger feels from 84, if you will. It's a White Claw Watch Party. You see the other dates as well. It'll be June 13th, June 19th, and June 29th. Nemo's second best.
Nemo.
These are all great establishments, by the way. Hang out, have some fun. So look, White Claw's got us, so we got you.
And I know you're tired of wearing that same old Detroit sports merch. Make sure you hit the website right now because it's a new era of sports wearables, new designs, amazing apparel, and the ultimate swag. Shop.woodwardsports.com where you need to go to get all your Detroit sports merch. Pistons, Red Wings, Tigers, Lions, hoodies, tees, hats, all guaranteed to turn heads. Shop.woodwardsports.com. I'll say it again, shop.woodwardsports.com. That's where you need to go to get your merch. We'll be right back.
My apologies. Last note that I did not see. Brought to you by, these are 2 of our new sponsors. Great sponsors, by the way. I had a chance to sit in on the meeting. Love these people. They're going to bring a lot to the network. East Town Distributors and Ben Johnson Law. We'll be right back.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. This ball is gone! Boys are back in town. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports.
Hey guys, dreaming of a new home but feeling a financial pinch? Well, Mark White and Associates, your trusted real estate experts, are here to help. Mark White and his team will pay up to $5,000 of your closing costs. That's $5,000 that you get to keep. That's right. Give them a call today. Mark White and Associates, 248-290-8242. Visit them online as well, markwhitesells.com. Again, that number, 248-290-8242 to make your dreams come true.
Guys, let's be honest. We like simple stuff. Simple like the New York fan base. Uncomplicated. Like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk in, sign in. Before you know it, you are handsome and clean and your hair is did. Lady Jane's open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's. It's wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome indeed. Let me give a quick shout out as we come into the second hour of the show. You commented on this little hoodie, this little swag as they call it. This came in the swag bag that I received yesterday at the Wander Walker
Nice.
14th annual golf outing for her.
That's your color, man.
This is my favorite color, man. She's been doing this for 14 years, man, and big kudos to her. I was glad to be a part of it. Thank you so much. This is my 4th time playing in it. The work that she does with these young girls, the turn to women, the mentorships, the teaching of etiquette, the scholarship programs. It's really great when, your own stand up. I would say she's one of the Detroit icons in the city right now, kind of what Karma Harlan was. Now Rhonda Walker, I think, is in that space. And she does amazing work. 14 years in, over 800.
Break, can you move out so I can see the logo?
Oh, man.
Sorry.
That's it right here. There you go.
Didn't mean to interrupt you.
Automotive Industry Golf Challenge. So, yeah, it's just, she's one of those icons. She raised $800,000. It's always good to see when they put their foot where their mouth is. So, big kudos, Rhonda. Appreciate you.
Carmen Harlan, though.
Rhonda Walker. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was a name, Carmen, back in the day.
Back in the day.
Back in the day.
Don't forget the queen, Diana Lewis.
Diana Lewis. Yeah. Interviewed Rocky.
Rocky Balboa.
Rocky Balboa.
That's right. In the meat locker.
I'm here with Southpaw Rocky Balboa.
In the meat locker.
In the meat locker.
Riley Green.
Oh, now you guys aren't going to go away from the Pistons yet, okay?
No, we're not.
I just
All right.
said
We're going to give you a chance.
I did it on purpose. Go ahead. Where would you like this conversation to go?
Well, I want to talk about the future of the Pistons.
Let's do it.
All right, but before that, we probably have some super chats to catch up on, which I need to find here real quick. Shout out Michael DeVries. Of course, he's doubling down. So everybody, this stack of cards, it gets even bigger. It doubles. You're going to get 2 Braylon rookies autographed, as well as some different items from what we're giving away today.
Just passing me around, man.
That's Burn hopping in again.
Passing my signature
We do
around.
appreciate you, my friend. The best thing for a young team in the NBA is barely losing a series you probably could have won. The Pistons will be back stronger and experienced. I don't hate that at all. In fact, I agree with it. Dexter James, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you guys to see the NFL schedule getting released for this year? Not excited at all. Have you seen our opponent list?
I'm excited. It's next week.
Right.
The NFL. I think it's next Thursday.
It is next
Anything
Thursday.
that gets me
Next
closer to
Thursday,
football.
the NFL schedule release. Yes, they know what they're doing. A week ago, 2 weeks ago is the draft.
Right.
Let's wait a couple weeks and put out the damn schedule release. Then before you know it, they're back to work on the pre-camp workouts.
Anything to get us closer to football, I'm with. Anything.
I agree.
Let's go.
I tell you
Atta
what,
boy, Ricky.
Now we may not know where the games are played, but we already know the opponents, which is one of the other reasons why I say this is going to be a year we have to wait and see what's going to be, because you're going to play some teams. Patrick Mahomes, heard of him, got to play those guys. Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson, they signed up for that one as well. I think Josh Allen might be the only top 5 quarterback they don't play. I think Joe Burrow's in there somewhere.
Yeah, he is.
One Matt Stafford, and guess what? It ain't here.
I think we're sitting at 4th in strength of schedule, which is a bit terrifying.
So I'm going to throw it out to Anson here. The way I look at this Pistons team, and I told you at the beginning of the year, it's one of the most fun teams to go watch. And it turned out they blossomed like a rose. They blossomed like a Jalen Rose. And they made it to the playoffs, should have won the series. Now, where do they go from here? Would they have been better had Jaden Ivey been on this team? Or does he not fit anymore on this team? Who are you bringing back? Can you bring back Malik Beasley and Tim Hardaway and Dennis Schroeder? I hope you do, because I really don't want to see any of these guys off this team. And I'll throw it to you, Anson. You got wisdom. Braylon, you got wisdom.
I'll let Anson go.
What do you got, Anson? How do you make this team
I definitely have a thought on something.
get it to the next level? Because Cade's there already.
I don't think that Jaden Ivey would hurt this team at all. He loves Detroit and he wants to be here. You see the body language between him in street clothes versus the rest of the team after a win or a loss. This guy is firmly a part of the Pistons culture. And this is the guy that really turned the corner this season. Not only be advancing past being an average defender, but this guy, 17-4-4. This guy is able to take the last shot confidently and hit it. He's able to create offense in a different manner than what Cade has done, but he was also shooting 40% from 3. That's absolutely a guy at his age and at his skill level you have to keep here. Now I'm going to say something that's going to upset a lot of you guys. And unfortunately here in Detroit, we love our athletes, especially the fun ones. But Malik Beasley is Jamal Williams of the Lions.
You mean Jameson?
No.
Jamal Williams, a guy that everyone lost their mind over us not re-signing. And you know why? Because he was asking too much money, and he got too much money, and he has evaporated off of the NFL scene in the 2 years he has not been a Lion. Malik Beasley has been on how many teams in the last 6 years? 5?
Didn't the Lions offer Jamal Williams
more a little bit
than the Saints?
Did you miss him?
Thank God.
Because
he
I'll
said
tell you
no.
what.
Because we got David Montgomery.
Monty has been so much better.
Yes.
If Trajan Langdon is as shrewd as Brad Holmes, he will not sign Malik Beasley. And I know that hurts you guys.
Even though
Malik Beasley is populating around number 10 on free agent lists. This isn't going to be a guy you get to bring back for $6 million or $8 million or 10, maybe not even 12. And for a guy of his skill, which is below average defense, doesn't rebound, doesn't dish the ball out, and in fact, he often takes threes outside of the flow of the Detroit Pistons offense. You look at Tim, and Tim's a nice player, but he can be replaced for his $16 million by a guy named Gary Trent, who plays good defense, has a ring, and is a consistently better three-point shooter than both of those guys, and I know it hurts.
Where's
Pistons
Trent now?
fans. He is in Milwaukee as an unrestricted free agent. That's who I would get to take the question away and the obsession away from Detroit fans that we have to bring back Malik, we have to bring back Tim, because we know them.
Right.
But I know basketball, and I know there's a reason Malik Beasley was hired for $6 million a year only. It's because he's just not that good. And if there's no Jalen Durr or Jaden Ivey on this team, or if he's starting this whole year and he's not injured, Beasley comes nowhere near his three totals, his all-time Piston leading three totals. So that being the hard part away, guys, can you come back with me? Are you okay, Pistons fans? Because
hold on before you go anywhere.
Oh, I still had a comment.
What if Malik Beasley says, I'll come back for $10 million?
No, because you can get Gary Trent for the same, but he's actually going to defend people. And there's 2 minutes left in the game and he hits a big three, he's not going to force a shimmy in there and then run back down the court while he realizes that they're in transition already.
Okay.
So what I'll say is in terms of, how do I want to word this? Malik Beasley was bought here for $6 million. Had nothing to do with him being a bad basketball player, which he's not. It had something to do with what I alluded to last week and the week before, off the court things.
But unwanted.
Because of these things off the court, they add into the effect.
And on the court.
100% in terms of the defensive side. My mom told me this a long time ago as it relates to friends. I'm going to make it make sense. Not everybody, because I was starting to lose some friends along the way, and my mom told me, not everybody is supposed to get to the top with you. Not everybody is going to every floor with you. People are in your life for a season. And it's okay. They're in your life to make you better, but to get you closer to where you want to be. Malik Beasley, it's okay if they don't have him next year. Look,
right.
He was brought in this year because Trajan knew he could shoot the three, knew he would be a good offensive weapon, knew that they could attain him, and he would help the Pistons. He did all of that. He did everything they want. But in terms of getting to that next space, it's going to be a new player, and that's okay. I love the Jamal Williams comparison. I actually will agree with you on this one. So many people, including myself, I was one of the ones. I was like, I don't know if you get rid of that guy. 19 touchdowns is hard to come by. Jameer Gibbs, David Montgomery. So that showed me not everybody is supposed to go to every floor. When the Pistons win the title, maybe those two aren't supposed to be here, but the players that are going to get them there need to be here. So I agree with that. Not everybody goes to every level.
Let me give you another comparison.
Nice.
Within the same
Moms, by the way.
sport, within the same franchise, John Barry. Three guy, emotional guy, kind of a leader,
Sacramento.
scrappy, but wasn't the guy that was going to take that 04 team to a championship. He was a stepping stone guy. Thank you, Malik Beasley. I wish you the best of luck with your next team. I'm very curious to see if Trajan Langdon is as shrewd as Brad Holmes. Now, the thing that ails this team is they stretch 4 or 5.
Thank you.
Okay? You look at, you hear Isaiah talk about in his heyday. You broke down your defender, you got into the lane, and you're weaving between 3 oak trees.
Yeah.
Maybe even Charles Oakley. Now, it's wide open, but it's not for Cade. Cade can break anybody down. He can even break down the double team. But when he gets to the hoop, there's 3 guys waiting for him because they know there's nobody to worry about,
100%.
especially big men. Isaiah Stewart's not pulling anybody out to the 3 line. Jalen Duren is. I know B-Ball Paul isn't. Now,
I'm glad you said that because Jason Tatum, getting back to that, why you shoot a 3 and they have no rim protector? The Knicks had no rim protector. You're 6'9", 6'10". You have a post game. You could get to the basket. But to your point, not having that rim protector, 100%.
pipe dream that I don't think will happen is Miles Turner. Now, if they lose that game and they go down in a gentleman's sweep, 5 games, you could probably entice Miles Turner into leaving. That's my dream. That's whose doorstep I would be at 12-1. But who I suspect the Pistons will end up is Naz Reid. a tremendous defender, big man
100%.
that shoots a 38% three, that can step out. And to be honest with you, he
that's who I
feels
like.
like a Detroiter, doesn't he?
That's who I like.
He feels like a Detroiter. I think that's who
He looks
they will
like
target.
he's on the team already, to your point.
The one guy you bring back, Dennis Schroeder.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
You bring
Right,
Dennis
that-
Schroeder
yes.
back.
Yeah.
Right? And while everyone's caught up in Tim Hardaway and Malik Jamal Williams-Beasley, that's the guy. And this is a journeyman, a guy with a ring, and a guy who's also got all that European Olympic experience. But he's also never quite fit in. He seemed a little maligned by other teams. Seems like he's really at home here.
You're not kidding.
And you look at the statements that he
like
made
this,
during the
Anson.
trade deadline. That, I don't want to go into that, but he sure didn't feel like that here. And I think that he would be happy to stay. He was tremendous for us. Now, the dark horse, you guys probably don't even know.
You know who else is a journeyman?
What's that?
Drew Holiday.
Oh, man.
Journeymen, they pay off. 2 chips, 4 different teams.
Great.
Journeyman pay off.
Great one. I love that one. There's a guy who's about 6'11", 7 foot defender, and he can hit the three. Tristan Vukovic. Google this kid. Athletic.
Gusa who?
Husavu.
Who's he play for?
He plays for the Orlando Magic, and he will be a free agent this offseason. To slide him at the 9, 10, 11 spot on this team and let that young man grow. Listen, I think Fontecchio is going to be a big contributor for this team.
He comes
next
back.
year. You got to think about what this guy did. Shot 42%.
They didn't use him in the playoffs.
But last year, not this last season, but the year before, you had no Cade, remember. That offense is completely different without Cade. It's a lot more free-flowing, a lot more passing, and he shot 42% for us and led the team in scoring a lot of nights.
There's a lot more passing because none of them jokers wanted to shoot.
Now you come in this season and you got a guy that dominates the ball. And he never really found himself in this team. It's either him or if they were to get a guy like Tristan Vukovic, that's that stretch guy that can open things up. I'm going to tell you right now, with as badly as we were playing from 3 and with offensively challenged as B-Ball Paul was, we certainly could have seen 5-6 minutes out of Fontecchio. Maybe he hits a shot, but I know he's going to be scrappy inside.
I agree. I told you I had a couple of issues with some of the people down the stretch. The JB Bickerstaff kept in. Maz, let me ask you a question. Where are you on this? You see what he says?
Yeah.
He's got the plan to fit a person that fits the aesthetic. Is it Nas Reed? Is it one of these players? Or are you like, the hell with that, get a splash and make the system kind of semi-fit the splash?
Well, hell, man. I've said the name forever. The name's Devin Booker.
Okay.
Okay? The name's Devin Booker. And I don't know how you get him, but I would love to have him here. The other name, I threw it out the other day. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Again, I don't know how you get him.
Said that very well.
I just don't think he stays in Milwaukee. And why not throw your hat in the ring for one of the best that's playing right now in this day and age?
Allegedly, his teams kind of leaked out through his people. You know how that old Michigan guys goes. And they are who you think they are.
Mm-hmm.
New York, L.A., Miami, and I forget what the fourth one
I thought
was.
you were going to tell me the Pistons were in there.
No, 100%. That's what I thought about when you were saying it. I was like, well, I did hear this already. I don't know if it's true, but
I thought they made, I'll tell you, man, I think the Pistons made a lot of friends this playoff. And what I mean by that is a lot of people that were sitting back and watching this team, NBA players, don't tell me they were not invested in watching this team play and beat the living daylights out of the Knicks. They were invested. This team made a lot of people say, oh, wow, just like the Lions. Lions? Who wants to go to the Lions? Now it's like, put me in Detroit.
Yeah.
Put me in Detroit. Tigers? Put me in Detroit now. You know, you got a guy in St. Louis, the third baseman, Nolan Arenado. He didn't want to come
You
here.
talking about him before the season.
Supposedly, he said, maybe I do want to go there now.
Best record in the AL, I bet.
I'm just saying, the Pistons open up a lot of eyes this postseason, and I bet you a lot of players would not mind coming here to try to put them over the top.
Maz, you bring up a good point. That was the thing we talked about for years with Detroit Lions is, guys wanting to play here. Like, I don't want to go to Detroit. Or it was the cash grab. Like, I know Castor did it. I know you guys know people did it. They would make this the last stop, get charged, get paid, and ride out. It's not like that no more. But with the Pistons, you're starting to see it. Like you said, players look at it this way. All right, now the media knows this team. Now the team is winning. They have a superstar. You're not even here 365 days a year. So when you say Detroit, you ain't even going to be here. You're going to be on the road 41 times a year. And when the season's over, you're going to be insert Florida, California. So now this team is what it is. And now if I'm the owner, by the way, we got this going on. We're bringing this to Detroit. You want to be a part of the Hudson Project? How about you be a part of the rebirth of the new Ford?
How about the facilities they have?
100%.
The Piston practice facility is tremendous, and Little Caesars Arena is nothing to sneeze at.
Tom Gores has a $12 million condo inside the Pistons Performance Center.
Word.
There you go.
It's for like
Have they been to
wooing.
Birmingham? The teams that come here and stay here?
Stay at the Towns.
Yeah, you know. The Daxon. Come on.
So in the last 10 years, it's become very sexy to give up your entire future for a superstar.
Right.
Who's it worked for?
Ooh, I knew this was coming.
Who's it worked for in the NFL? Who's it worked for in the NBA?
I hear you, man.
Okay. So I am personally requesting you and Detroit sports fans and everybody in Detroit sports media to stop begging the Pistons to trade their core for a guy like Devin Booker or a guy like Kevin Durant, sorry, Pete, or any of these other guys that are going to ask for Jaden Ivey and Jalen Duren and 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. I mean, let's talk about the OKC trade.
Yeah.
Paul George for SGA and 5 first-round picks. How's that working out for the Clippers, gentlemen? Okay, so this team, we already heard them at the trade deadline. Everything changed when they were on the winning run that they were at. They would have been open to moving Tobias and Beasley and Tim, but they bought instead. This team has a core with an average age of 23 years old. Why would you mess with that? I know we don't have a draft pick this year, but the future draft picks are what keep you going, much like we're going to watch this Lions team do for a decade or more. Do not beg for trades, Pistons fans. This team was handed off from Troy Weaver with all kinds of salary cap room to do exactly what Trajan Langdon needs to do this summer, and that is go out and fill the final couple of holes the way he did this season, this last offseason, bringing in the veterans, and then all you have to do is get healthy, Braylon.
I like where you're going. I just want to add a little bit of color. On average, there are 335 players that enroll for the NBA draft. This year, there's been 106. So trying to build through the draft, it may not work. I think there's an element there, depending on how you are or how you work it. But it may be like college football now, where it's the NIL, to where you're not necessarily worrying about the 5-star quarterback if it's not Bryce Underwood or the number 1 player. You're like, I'll just get the quarterback that's been playing for 3 years, that's been playing for 4 years.
I'll give the next 5 first-round picks up for Domantas Sabonis. Okay,
fair.
But I am not giving up Jalen Duren
Neither
or
am
Jaden
I.
Ivey.
I'd give Ivy up, but I wouldn't give Duren up.
I wouldn't get rid of Jalen Duren. I would not, but maybe I wouldn't give up Ivy, but I would consider it. You would have to make it make sense for me to keep him, if that makes it. Make it make sense for us to keep Jaden Ivey real quick.
Well, you make
How do
it
you
make
keep
sense.
Ivy, Cade, and Schroeder?
You make it make sense by looking at past champions. And the majority of the past champions have 3 guys or 4.
Yeah.
And right now we have 1.
True.
We have 1. And I think he's Batman TJ. But when you look beyond the 1, you have a guy who's 22 in Jalen Duren, who somehow ended up in the top 10 in defensive rating with over 2,000 minutes played. All right? And that guy was asked to do way too much. By the time he's 25, he's a 15-15 guy every damn night.
Yeah.
All right? Now, if you're able to bring in somebody without giving up that core,
Serge Ibaka.
You look at if you could get any one of those players, whether it's a Domantas Sabonis or whatever, what have you. Now you've got a Cade, a Jalen, a Jaden, Domantas, or whoever it is that you make this trade for, and then Asar can truly develop into that defensive stopper and maybe 5 guys.
What about Jaden Ivey specific? Because we've seen him with Monty Williams, who didn't care about him, so we saw that. So I don't fault him credit for that season. But now he's injured, and we didn't get a chance to see it. What is it about him specifically that you think he could be one of those three? Because you're right. Every team needs a three-headed monster to win a chip.
This guy was shooting 40% from three, which is what we needed in this series against the Knicks, that's for sure. He's also one of the fastest players in the NBA.
True.
He can run the point. He's fantastic at jumping passing lanes. He wants to be here. He wanted to be here the moment he was drafted, and he's spoken to
He did
that.
say that.
And that's something we just don't see as Detroit fans. We
Malik
don't
Beasley wants to be here too.
Yeah, but are you trying to compare the two?
I'm just telling you.
Okay.
Don't play that card.
I love
All
Maz.
right. So to me,
That was
Jaden
fair,
Ivey,
Maz. That
at
was
his
fair.
age, what he showed, I'll tell you what, he doesn't get injured and he ends up averaging 25 and 5 at the end of this year. JB probably is the coach of the year.
He averaged 25 and 5. They're going to bring back Monty
No,
Williams.
25 and 5.
Oh, like
So, but he
25.
was at 17 and a half and just over
Yeah.
4 and 4.
They wouldn't have traded for Schroeder then.
They wouldn't have needed to, and the team would have been better.
I hope you're right, man.
I like it.
I hope you're right.
Me
Gentlemen.
too, man. Me too.
I don't want to see these kids go. I want to see them just the way they are and add a couple of people. I don't know how you do it, though. You've made some great points.
This is how I know Maz is in love with the Detroit Pistons.
Let me
This-
catch
this
up
is-
on
this-
these super chats real quick before we hit the
Okay,
break
hold on,
here.
hold on. This is how I know Maz is in love with Detroit basketball. Maz never talks about basketball. He hates talking about basketball. But then Ryan said something a couple years ago. You never pay attention to the other leagues if your team's not good. Now, the Pistons are good. Maz has broke down every basketball game we played for the last 3-4 months. Detroit basketball brought Maz back. Go ahead, Anson.
You know, I told him in November we better be talking about this team, and then by the end of December, January, he's like, we better be talking about this team.
Amen.
Shout out, Maz.
1 hour and 31 minutes, and we haven't mentioned football once.
Yep, and the numbers
know
are
what's
strong
next.
too, baby. Appreciate you, chat, so much. Please smash that like button right now. Let's get us over 100 before we head into this break. And another shout out to Rando Smalls. Everybody thinks you cooking today, Bray. Bray, you and
that.
Morning Show get
Thank
its interaction with chat and drives the show. Time flies when there's an intelligent conversation. I can't believe I'm included in that.
I appreciate that, Jay. Look, man, we try to put on a good show, man. Maz does his best. He puts together the sheet. We look it up, do the research, we come in, have fun with you guys, man. We appreciate it. Let's get a quick commercial break in so we can pay some bills. Let's tell you about Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential. With over 50 metropolitan Detroit locations, Planet Fitness is the gym for you. It's clean, squeaky clean. I go to the gym every day almost. Every day. It's the same. The gym is still in tip-top shape. The locker rooms are clean. Locker rooms are clean. I'm a locker room guy. Like, if the locker room is nasty, it's dirty, I don't want to go to your gym. That's not what you get at Planet Fitness. Locker rooms are clean. The people are great. The machines work. Come down and get in shape now. Your fitness is essential.
It's your Uncle Tom Mazaway for War Bonds. Uncle Sam needs you to do your part to help defeat Nazi Germany. That's right, help the stars and stripes as we go against the sinister Adolf Hitler and the Nazis. Buy War Bonds today.
Big injuries?
I hate you.
News. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in the clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app online or in club and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. This ball is gone. Boys are back in town. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports.
Oh, yeah, everybody. We are the numero uno sports digital media platform around the entire globe. I don't care what anybody else says. We are number one. 6 options for you to choose from to join our family over there. Check them out. You got YouTube, Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitch. Come like, share, join, subscribe. We got programming 7 days a week. We love you guys. Come be a part of our family, Anson.
Chat legend Michael DeVries donated his prize from the last week to double today's prize. And we also have another legend here in Detroit, Buddy's Pizza, the original Detroit style pizza. Been around since 1946 in that original location at 6 Mile and Conant. Still stands, and they're still slinging pies. Download the Buddy's Pizza app today. Get yourself earning those rewards immediately. Get 10% off your next order when you go to buddyspizza.com by entering 10 meal. Again, you see it right above my head, 10 MEAL. Not only are you going to get 10% off, but you're also going to start earning rewards for your Buddy's Pizza mobile app. buddyspizza.com.
I hate looking at my DMs on Instagram, like because I rarely check them, but I have so many missed. But then you start to see like your friends, and then you like click on it, and then you see how many times like people have hit you up. You like, damn, I haven't responded to you since 2019. Because like I'm a
famous,
texter,
bro. You're famous. Your DMs gotta be a lot of people sliding.
I just feel bad sometimes, man. Trust me, it is not personal. Maz just got a phone call like on the air. I absolutely cannot stand when people forget that I work from 2 to 4. Like, I legitimately have been working from 2 to 4 since August of 2021. Like, not to call me from 2 to 4. We are doing the show. Somebody just called Maz and I heard
3 calls a day.
Not to call me.
I get 3 calls a day during the show.
The worst is when they hear you or see you and then they call. They're like, yeah, I saw you. I heard you. It's like, yo, I'm at work.
So you should know that I'm currently busy. I hate you always catch them too. You're on break. Yeah. So they're like, but you picked up. Yeah, because we had a 3-4 minute break.
Or did you see my text? Or did you see my text I sent you?
Who?
Right.
Don't forget to answer my text.
The other thing. See my text?
Bloody Mary paid $5.
Bloody Mary's past 9 o'clock.
I'm just watching What We Do in the Shadows. I don't know if you guys ever watched that one.
You like that one?
I love you, Bray. That's great.
Anyway, Bloody Mary says, man, the issue isn't you rooting for the Knicks. It was you telling a Pistons group chat to suck it after the Knicks win. Hashtag too soon.
It was a Woodward Sports chat that we all bust each other's chops in. This is the
true.
chat that 10 of these basketball savants in the back, all these young guys, told me Knicks are going to get swept. They have no chance. They shouldn't be on the same floor. That was to them. How anyone else took it is I don't understand. But I made it clear it was to the basketball savants in the back. Okay? So if I want to tell my teammates to suck it, I will tell them to suck it.
Pause.
Too soon, pal.
It's not too soon.
Dexter James with another super
did the
chat.
Pistons lose again by the Knicks winning last night?
Dexter James with another super chat. What up, though? 313. Get your super chats in. I know Maz said something, but I know you guys got 12 minutes to get those super chats in, to smash that like, and give yourself a chance to win a double prize pack. You know, Maz normally like gives me winks and smiles and like looks of encouragement throughout the episodes. Not today.
Idiots.
I
Did the
can't.
Pistons lose again by the Knicks winning last night? No! Idiots.
Kind of.
But Maz, you do have to understand that like that Knicks team, they beat the Pistons. They beat their Pistons.
I know. And it broke me too.
But they're hurt. They're just hurt, Maz.
I know, but what do they care if the Knicks win?
But they just beat the Pistons. You have the benefit of rooting for both of them.
But the Knicks are beating the hated Boston Celtics.
The Knicks are a disgrace to basketball the way that they play right now.
Shut up.
That's the truth.
You're a basketball guy.
Truth.
How could you say that? You are such a wuss. Honestly.
Wuss, bro. Did you see Cade? This is why New York fans are at the bottom of the totem pole. Because they will complain anytime they don't get a call.
I'm not complaining.
They will look at the entirety of that series.
I complained the whole time about
it was
Brunson.
an even whistle, or that they even got jobbed. The way that
Greatest
Jalen
show
Brunson plays basketball is the absolute opposite of ethical.
Sure.
And he's a disgrace to the game.
Oh, sure.
The only guy that I would compare him to is LeBron.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Don't even put him in that freaking category.
Hey, Ricky, can you put it on Ricky for a second? Give us some Maz.
Huh?
Give us some Maz.
No, don't put me in the middle. It's between you and Matt.
No, just give us some Maz. You can slander LeBron.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Don't bring me in it.
You got to see it, man. It's so good.
Don't bring me in.
Speaking of,
By the way, you and me, we're through.
you know what? That's not the first time I've heard that on this show from Maz, so I think you'll be good.
I think I'll be all right.
Speaking of potential idiots, how about we go around?
Oh, my God. The Knicks lost again. The Pistons lost again. I'm sorry.
How about we go around the NFL, because I do want to get to some of these stories.
Absolutely.
Big trades, big moves. Who is starting? Who's injured? What does it all add up to? It's time for Around the NFL on Ermanni and Edwards with Maz.
40 minutes, but here we are.
You know who's an idiot? Justin Tucker's an idiot. He had a bad season last year. It's because he had all this crap hanging over his head about these massage therapists saying that he did more than he's supposed to do. And the Baltimore Ravens gave probably the greatest kicker in NFL history his walking papers. He's done in Baltimore. They drafted a kicker in the 6th round that's going to be their new kicker.
Yeah, I know everything hasn't come out yet, but it's pretty, I don't want to say it, but it's safe to assume that the allegations are there's some merit of truth into them, because of this franchise, the Baltimore Ravens. They're an elite franchise. How they operate, how they run, they mismanaged the Lamar Jackson situation, but they figured it out and they got it right. So this franchise is choosing to remove arguably the best kicker of all time, and they didn't hesitate about it. That lets you know it's real. It's very similar to the Deshaun Watson thing, right? When Deshaun Watson goes from Houston after the 34, 35, or if it's 59, I don't know, allegations, and you watch him play, never had a good game. Never looked like the old Deshaun Watson. It's impossible to play at a level of that, or a level like Justin Tucker, who made the record-breaking field goal right down the street 3 years ago. It's impossible to play at that level when you're thinking about all that. When you're trying to waiting for this to come out, because at some point you know what you did is gonna come out. So now you're mental. I can't kick a 30-yard field goal because I'm worried about when it's gonna happen, when the action's coming down. Same thing, Deshaun Watson. I can't worry about playing good football because I know that I'm more in the situation that I let off.
And while the Ravens removed Justin Tucker from their team, I'm adding him to your collection, baby.
Yeah.
So get those super chats in right now, and you can get a retirement Tucker.
Oh my
there.
God,
maybe
is that
maybe
great?
even me and Stick will sign it since we were there for that
wonderful.
66-yard
Hey.
record.
We
got more super chats coming in.
wonderful.
And you know what, David Smith?
I already wrote him.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
We need your address, as he mentioned. But David Smith, everybody thinks, as well as David Smith, y'all are on fire today. He dropped a $20 super
Appreciate
chat.
that, bro.
Randall Smalls, he can never stay away. Do you guys think that this year the Lions' pass rush could come from more LBs and secondary blitzes? And go.
Hell yes.
Hell yes, I agree.
100%, because you have to evolve your game. Like, if you stay the same, then you're getting worse. I think you evolve. You got one safety that is a damn good blitzer, and Brian Branch reminds me of Tyrann Mathieu and how they used him in KC, 100%. And then I think, once again, you have Jack Campbell on that who will learn it. I think it will help, but I'm starting to pay attention to this defensive line. It's gonna be a good year.
Yes, sir.
From that interior, it'll be a good year.
Totally agreed. All right, let's go on here. Congrats on your Justin Tucker adding on to that card there. Thank you for Anson ran out of here, and he ran right to get one of his Tucker.
Now, this doesn't like when we run out either.
Does his value go up or down because of the situation? I can never tell, because I remember the Menendez brothers card. It went very high.
Yeah, well, kicker card.
That was a Mark Jackson card.
I know.
Yeah.
Honestly, Justin Tucker is the most valuable kicker card out there, but in terms of hierarchy, quarterback, all the other guys,
Yeah, there's 2 kickers in the NFL Hall of Fame, so it makes sense.
Morton
Only
Anderson's
2?
one of them.
Wow.
Morton Anderson.
Jason Hansen should be in there.
He should be in the Lions Ring of Honor. Mike Tomlin.
Wow.
Who?
Mike Tomlin has entering his 19th year with the Pittsburgh Steelers, making him the longest tenured coach in North America.
Wow.
Mike Tomlin. And here it is, guys. This is how old I am. Add this to your list. Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, Mike Tomlin. Those are the 3 coaches that have coached the Steelers in my life. 3 freaking coaches.
I saw a meme. I saw a meme about this. Sometimes I don't care if a meme or something is whatever it is. If it's funny, it's funny.
Yeah.
The meme said, and I quote, but I thought they said brothers didn't get head coaching jobs.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Hey,
It was funny.
they started the Rooney Rule, if you remember, named after Art Rooney. The Rooney Rule, of course, is you have to give African American and minorities a chance to become head coaches. That came from the Pittsburgh Steelers.
They did, but how they run the rule is terrible. They basically just use.
Oh, the rule's terrible.
Exactly.
They circumvent so much through it.
It's like
probably
let's
made
just
it worse.
interview to meet the quota.
Probably
and
made
hire
it
the guy
worse.
we want. Yeah, 100%.
So, what do you guys think about Mike Tomlin entering year number 19? Who's going to be his quarterback?
Here's my question for him. I wonder what arrangement do Mike Tomlin and the front office have? Hey, look, if you don't complain and ask to get a quarterback, if you don't ruffle any feathers, you don't make any waves, we'll never fire you. Meanwhile, don't say anything, don't ask for anybody, just be the coach. Because that's what it feels like. Because Mike Tomlin has never voiced out loud. Mike Tomlin just seems like a guy that is happy to be employed by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, I love Mike Tomlin as a coach and what he's done, but it's stale. Like, the act is stale, and I'm wondering whose fault is it? Is it the front office? They didn't want to go get a quarterback? Is it Mike Tomlin not pressing the issue on what they should do? I'm just confused at what the Steelers' situation is and Mike Tomlin. Because I really feel like if you don't rustle any feathers, you can be the coach.
They've got their backup quarterback as their starting quarterback right now, Mason Rudolph. They have Skylar Thompson, and they drafted the kid from Ohio State.
Will Howard.
Will Howard. That's their quarterback room right now. Studs. And, of course, Aaron Rodgers is still chilling. He was at the Derby on Saturday. By the way,
everywhere but Pittsburgh.
The Derby winner, it was, what's his name again, Pete? Sovereignty.
Ooh.
He's not going to run in the second jewel of the Triple Crown, the Preakness. So I say, hey, horse racing, as a lifelong lover of horse racing,
pause.
You guys have no idea how to make your sport better.
I agree.
He should be forced. It's an honor to run in the Triple Crown. But these people are going to go the way of PETA, I guess, and give him a 2-month rest. All of that. Don't run for the Triple Crown. Last week, the Derby, it was the highest. 22 million people watched the Derby. That's a lot of people watching the Derby. Never mind 160,000 people at Churchill Downs.
Damn.
But to me, to not run in the Preakness when you're completely healthy, the horse is healthy, everything is great, that's a slap in the face to horse racing. That's a bad look.
Hold on, go back. 160,000?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
They make the big house look bad.
Yeah, ain't that something?
100%. That's dope.
And 22 million watching a little horse race that goes 2 minutes and change. By the way, Secretariat 1973, 2 seconds faster than this Derby winner.
Why is that?
He was just superhuman, super equine.
Didn't he do that on dry conditions?
Yeah, but 159. No one's ever touched his record. Yeah. No one's under 2 minutes.
Sovereignty might have on dry.
Well, we don't know, and we'll never know if he's going to be a
159 and excuse me, Secretariat ran in what?
73.
73.
Yeah.
Whew,
and his record
52?
hasn't been broken in 50 years.
And it won't
50
be.
plus years.
So did they cheat?
No.
I'm just joking.
No way.
It's like Usain Bolt.
They don't have AAU for horses now.
All right.
That's
in case you missed it, George Kittle signed a 4-year, $76 million extension. At draft day, the 49ers had about 3 teams asking to trade for George. They were offering him a 3rd-round pick to get George Kittle. San Francisco said, no, thank you. And they made him the highest paid tight end in football. I like George Kittle. I loved him on receiver He was a great story. His wife, Claire, beautiful girl, great story. They got together in college. I like him. I mean, I wouldn't mind him being on my team.
Yeah, you know what, Maz? I agree with you 100%. Like, at first, I watched George Kittle this season. Before the season, I would say that's stupid. George has been injured a bunch. He's an older tight end.
Kind of
like same as Travis Kelce you saw this year. It's like, nah, don't bring him back. But he's a staple piece for what this franchise once was. Because I think they're on the decline. They're no longer what they were 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago. But he's a staple piece. And like you say, he's a good dude. He's a leader. When he plays damn hard. He gives it all that he can. He makes his team better, too. So, 44 for a guy like that, that's not a lot of money. You got the cheese, Jed York, pony up. I think it's a good move for them to keep it intact because he's one of those players you need. Like Fred Warner on the other side, they're captains out there, they're leaders out there. That's like getting rid of Alex Anzalone.
It's like Chris Spielman at tight end. I love him.
Much better analogy.
Big, huge fan
Much
of
better.
just him being a football player. It's Yushik's wife that's got me.
Hey, we didn't give Braylon a chance.
He's got a hell of a shoe collection.
By the way, you got 5 minutes, right? 4 minutes to get your super chats in.
Hey, hold on, man. Let me do this. Let's do a quick commercial break for people.
Thank you.
We got one more, get to Les Stanford, and then we'll come back and know what you're about
Appreciate
to say.
you.
Tell us about Les Stanford, Anson.
Les Stanford Buick and GMC has great offers for everyone. The 25 Envision for only $259 a month, the 25 Sierra Double Cab for only $169 a month, or step it up into that Hummer EV SUV for only $699 a month. Get to Les Stanford today. Check out that incredibly massive inventory. Les Stanford Buick and GMC. LesStanford.com.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Oh yeah, everybody. I love to gamble. I hope you like to gamble too, but gamble responsibly. And if you are a responsible gambler, then I invite you to scan that QR code above my head and use that code word over there, Woodward1000, and get your brand new Caesars Sportsbook account. When you open up your brand new account and make your first deposit, make your first bet of $20 or more. If your first bet happens to lose, it won't, but if it does happen to lose, you'll get your first bet back as a bonus bet up to $1,000, but only personally if you scan that QR code above my head. Use that code word over there, Woodward 1000. Open up your brand new Caesars Sportsbook account. Gentlemen.
All right, welcome back. 5 minutes left in the show. Appreciate you. Actually, shoot, we're at the 154 mark, Maz.
I know.
Right.
We went to 4 o'clock a couple of times.
This show just blew by, man. It's a hell of a show, but there was something that happened. Go ahead, Anson.
I still need answers before I let you guys leave.
No, your answers? Oh, God.
I need them. And we did get a couple more in here. I don't know whether he's going to let middle-aged sneaker chicken, but I sure hope he does.
I don't have time, bro.
I sure hope he does.
I don't have time. I'm sorry.
All right,
Middle-aged
Woodward-
sneaker chick.
I'm sorry.
All right, she goes on tomorrow then.
Woodward sports fans just need to sell the card back and forth to create demand for an Anson and Stick signed Justin Tucker card. I'm going to do that. I'm going to have me and Stick sign that. We'll hold it back for a week because he left. But while my man Pete gets that wheel together and we're going to spin it, I've got to sneak in a question because I need some answers, guys.
All right.
Bray,
I'll ask you about Sherrod Moore tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right.
Detroit. There's been a toxic spill in Detroit. And Detroit is now uninhabitable for the next 100 years.
Was it Steve Eiserman?
And you have been tasked. You have been tasked with
Wow.
relocating each
gonna choke.
team
That was
to a
disrespectful.
different city within the state of Michigan. Not talking about Detroit FC because Hamtramck somehow came out unscathed. But the 4 major sports teams, you got to relocate them. Tell me where quickly and give me a little short why.
Oh, I just heard the question. Pete, you go.
I'm busy. Go ahead. I got to finish up
I'll
the show.
go. I'll bring the Red Wings to my hometown of St. Clair Shores.
Okay.
They can play in Civic Arena right up the street from my house. It'll be easy. Go there. The Pistons, I'm going to move them out to, where was the old Joe Dumars field house?
Oh, man, that's
Utica?
on 19 and a half mile
and
mound.
That's where I'm moving the Pistons. I'm moving them to the old Joe Dumars field house.
I've been there a couple
It's
times.
probably knocked down by now. I think they put up the fair
M59
over
and
there.
mound.
That leaves us with the Lions right now. I'm going to move the Lions. Where am I going to put the Lions? I'm going to put the Lions in Pontiac. Where the hell do you think I'm going to put the Lions? I'm putting them in Pontiac, and I'm putting the Pistons right next door at Auburn Hills.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that.
How about that?
I'm not taking no team out of Detroit and putting it anywhere that's not Detroit. You kiss my butt.
Not even Pontiac and Auburn Hills?
I'm just joking. But you guys did everything that's kind of like in the area or that's already been. Let's have some fun. Why not put the Red Wings in Grand Rapids? There you go. You got the water. You got a couple arenas over there. You
The
got
Griffins are already there. Maybe they can merge.
There you go.
Maybe they can
Decent
merge.
downtown. The Tigers. Let's send the Tigers to Traverse City.
Oh, I forgot the Tigers.
Let's throw the Tigers up there in Traverse City.
No, Tigers, you put them in Utica.
100.
In that the USPBL ballpark.
Jimmy
Put 'em
John's
in
Stadium?
Jimmy John's.
Okay.
Put them in Jimmy John's.
Okay, why not? I like that.
Traverse
Take 'em
City
in.
is good, though.
Yep.
They got the beach bums up there.
So now I have to put the
Beach
Lions.
Bums.
I have to put the Lions somewhere. Where's a good area by the airport? Kind of where they are. Maybe Romulus.
The
Knock some-
Romulus Lions.
Maybe not right by the airport. Make it easy. Romulus or somewhere in that area.
Or maybe in AP. Maybe in Allen Park, where they are.
What about you, Rick?
Nah, I'm putting the Lions in Flint.
Oh,
I'm helping Flint out.
I love
Put the
it.
Lions there, and I wouldn't mind going.
why
back
would you
out
want to
there.
do that to Flint?
Because they have plenty of space.
I
I'm
know,
just gonna be
I'm
real. They
But
got,
do they have plenty of?
Agua.
Never mind. I'm not gonna.
and they're centrally located, so I feel like people
We
in
need
northern
agua.
Michigan can get there and all that stuff.
Agua.
I'm with you with putting the Red Wings in Grand Rapids. I think that's good, but since you already said that, I'm gonna move them over to Kalamazoo. I'm gonna put them in Kalamazoo. I feel like that's a good spot
Shout
for
out
them.
Angels.
I'm putting the Tigers in Lansing at the Lugnut Stadium because I feel like that's a really good stadium,
Not bad.
right in the middle of the city.
Okay.
I've never seen something like that when it's that small. Well, who else? Who didn't I say?
I didn't put the Red Wings anywhere.
Pistons you
yeah,
left
we
out.
did.
Pistons. Oh, I like the field house. I'll put them in the field house. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Pete, you got a quick one for me?
No, I'm kind of busy, but go ahead.
He's
brother.
on the wheel.
Sorry,
All
I'm
right.
man. I'm sorry, Anson.
It's okay. I love the Traverse City Tigers.
Okay.
Absolutely
There it is.
beautiful place in the summer. Put up a nice stadium right on the water and watch Torkelson knock them right into Lake Michigan.
I like that.
The Lansing Lions, because the Lions are for everyone in the state of Michigan, so you put them right in the damn middle.
Yeah.
You know my Pistons are the Pontiac Pistons. I'm resurrecting the Silver Dome,
I have no problem with
and
that.
we're putting them back there. And then the Red Wings will be the Port Huron Red Wings, so they can get
Those are great
all
places.
kinds of love from Canada.
And Doc Emmerich's up there.
You thought
you go.
about this one very well.
There you
Yeah.
go. I've been
You know
holding
what-
on to this one for about a month. I
See,
mean,
I did my last second.
Same. If we're playing hypotheticals, hypothetically, if Highland Park looked like it did back in the 70s and 80s, I would put a team in Highland Park.
The City of Trees, the first suburb in the country.
That used to be where all the money was.
Is that what they called
back
Highland
in
Park?
40s,
The
50s,
City of
60s.
Trees?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
1952.
Shout out to my man Darren Hill, who still lives in Highland Park. By the way, here is your NHL Stanley Cup update. Here we go. You don't have to do anything, Pete.
Yeah, we're going to 405.
Leafs hang on last night. They beat the Panthers 5-4. They barely hung on. They almost leafed. They're up a 1-0 right now. 2 game ones tonight. Capitals and the Canes, the Knights and the Oilers, and the Wings dropped to 13th in the hapless NHL draft. The Isles of New York have the number 1 pick. They had 3% chance of getting it, and they got it. And, of course, the Red Wings, they got it as well, as always.
Wonder why a New York team got it.
Yeah, what can I tell you, man?
Hey, you know what? We're not worried about waiting anymore. We're going to take it for ourselves. They don't want to give it to us. It's fine. It's
That's
fine
it. Like Pete said.
I'm not worried.
We'll just take it on our own.
Pete, the chat's tired of waiting for the wheel.
Go, baby. Do it up.
So let's do this as soon as it gets. Well, we're gonna spin it in 3, 2, spin. It is. Shout out to Mr. Breeze for doubling up our jackpot today. Shout out to everybody in the super chat. Literally just see what you can add you in
Tomorrow's thing, yeah. Sorry about that. She's late.
Who's it gonna be?
Who's getting this big package? Pause. Oh, what's the blank spot? I forgot. Sorry about that. I threw in a blank spot by accident.
First time ever.
Oh, Bloody Mary out of nowhere.
Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary out of nowhere.
Bloody Mary crushed me in the chat.
Bloody Mary out of nowhere.
Congratulations.
Shout out Bloody Mary, and your super chat was crushing. I love it.
Hey, look, love you guys. It's 401. We got to get the hell up out of here. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for chatting. Thank you for vibing with us. Look, Anson Wells, great job out of you. Pete, appreciate all the hard work over there.
Appreciate it,
hell of a show
man.
out of you, Maz. Appreciate the segments. And then Ricky over there.
Legend.
My God. See you guys tomorrow.